Good morning. Wherever you are, it's home. You are home. Why this looks like not really like this, if it is the case? It's because one always look towards, let's say, the unknown. So he puts his base on what he knows, which is his body-mind. And then he peeps, he has a glimpse of, at the best, into the unknown, into his the self, or that. While, if you just shift, have a glimpse of the world, rather, you are that, so you don't place yourself necessarily on body-mind. And then you have glimpses of the world. Maybe they are longer. Looks like, again, looking like. Some kind of shift, which is also part of the movie, because there was never a shift anyway. But in trying to explain, we can say like that. You see, when you go to Arunachal or to the Ganga, you have moments of what fulfills you completely, what you search is there, present. It's the same here, it's the same wherever you are. But if you attribute that to some circumstances, then time enters in it and it's complicated. If you want to make me more speak, please ask. Too much reality to circumstances. One becomes enslaved to circumstances. Of course, the body, the emotions, they react to circumstances. But if you know that, just know that. It's a movement of the mind. It goes on changing. What you are is what allows all these changes to happen and disappear. And that cannot be captured, otherwise it becomes again a movement of the mind. Even when things disappear, it's a movement of the mind, so know it. because you always are that. There is no question of sometimes. Mm-hmm. The mic, please.
May I please ask you to say something about death?
Death.
Death.
Are you born?
Am I born?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then there is a death. The part which is born will die, surely. Are you only a part of? Who are you?
I really can't answer that question.
Oh, that's
I really
great. That's meant, it is, so it's surrender. The mind can really don't answer this question. Full stop.
When you say surrender, does that have to do with death?
That's not surrender.
That's not surrender. I'm mesmerized, I don't know.
Yes, you miss. When you say that I can really not answer, is the defeat of the mind. So, if he's defeated, can he ask further questions? And if he does, he doesn't surrender, because he thinks that something essential will be in the answer of that question, which is essential just now. It will never be through the mind that you will be freed from your mind. Never. Ever. Nobody from the time of the Neanderthals maybe till today can use the mind or as a mind which was successful in this field.
But then, can I ask questions?
Ask question. Satsang is a paradox. There is no teaching and yet some direction is there. It's totally silent and yet it speaks. So ask question, because you still have a mind which doesn't keep quiet about it. So the best is to ask question, to ask your doubt, your unclarity. So please. And it's not through the mind, and yet the mind has to abdicate. But not like an attitude of humbleness, okay, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. It's just boom, and so, what rises? You see that it is something rising now. Yes. You see that? Yes. Okay, go on.
May I tell something about myself?
Please.
When I
and what do you mean by myself? Myself, yeah, okay, myself.
After I had my heart surgery,
yes,
for 2 nights I was in a delir. And I thought I was close to death.
Probably true.
The way it looked, the room I was in was was suddenly 10 times larger. Everything was grey. There was no love, there was no silence, there was no hope. There was one male nurse who passed by who did not connect. Okay. And so I defined that as being close to death. Whereas the way I was brought up and the way I have experienced death with others, loved ones who died, it all had to do with surrender, with love, with silence. And here I was totally lost and scared. I've been scared for 1.5 years.
Yeah. But that's why you come to Satsang to solve this question of fear, fear of death. Yeah. And that's why I ask you, are you born? Because if, in case you are not born, will you speak of death? No, but tell me. In case, just for a second, you imagine I'm not born, which the mind will say, okay, it's totally cuckoo, but I ask you, can you speak of death if you are not born?
No.
Ah, okay. And the birth we know better than death. Nobody knows what's death. No. Except that scientifically, of course, there is no breathing, the heart stops, everything fades away probably, and so on. But the birth, but what is born now? Analyze, investigate. What I call I am born. You speak of the body. You speak of a psyche, which is all what is emotions, feelings, and all that. And you speak of this conceptualizing power you have in the brain. Isn't it? That is born. Okay, that is born. Am I that only? This is the question.
Am I that in the sense?
Only. Am I only that? Because this I, if you remove the body, let's try now. Try just for a moment. Just for a moment. You remove, you don't think of the body. You don't even think of whatever, mind and feelings. I is still there. Something is still there. Something is still there which has nothing to do with body, mind. We speak about that. I am that, which allows everything else to appear and disappear, which allows everything else to be born and to die. But actually I am that. I, this I, which is not attached to anything. If you like words, some people call it consciousness or that. This is always here. It's always, you are that. So in a way you can say you are always accompanied by that. It's like this. Once you know this, and not intellectually only, I don't know what to say. That's why this word realize is there, but you have not to realize because it's always there. But let's speak like that. Once you realize that, what to search then? To fear. Yeah, the body and the mind may feel that. They may have instinctively reactions. But I'm not that only. I am that, which made appear a person that I identified with and which will disappear. To know this, you see, quietness make the search disappear. now. It's very precious. It's called a real blessing in life to see that. So just fall in love with it. And what does it mean to fall in love? To sometimes at least visit that. Allow that to just be alone. Very good. I always have been myself amazed to see, but it was just taught like that, but how is it possible? I feel always the same, and I didn't know what I meant by that. Even when I was small, I grow eventually, I am getting old, and it's always the same. There is something always the same. I cannot mistake. So it cannot be attached to body-mind, which goes on changing. You cannot stop that in time. The time you cannot stop. Amazing. It's obvious. If you were confusing yourself for a body-mind, you will be in a mental hospital because it goes on changing more than 10 times a day. I mean, I am very Zenish because it's much more than that. Imagine. So there is something unique. Yeah, I was just finishing. Over for you?
For me also, it's so obvious that there's something that watches the change of the body and the mind.
Yeah.
And yet somehow that which watches feels like it emanates from the body and mind.
Like emanate?
Like it somehow is attached or comes out of. Like it feels like it is the body and the mind somehow. There's this like.
Yeah, that is the habit and. That is an automatism which comes with the birth. But you see that. You see what you speak, which is about what is always there, which is obviously not what goes on changing. What do I say? What you speak of doesn't go on changing. It's always there, but you are the mind likes to capture, likes to understand. So it puts concepts in you. You are the body, you are this feeling, you are and all that. It's the mind interpretations which is very limited, as the time is very limited. I'm not clear, it looks like. You have to know that we have learned wrongly, but it's a way to grow. You have to get a strong I identified to be sane as a human. Everything is so strange. I agree. But once you question it, once you are sane and well identified, you question, but am I that only? I investigate, I see, I'm still there and yet everything changes. Can I be only this body? Doesn't look like, because I can watch it, and I am not I am not what I see, or at least, but that may be another experience. Everything is included from where I can see that. So what's your question? Your identification, but that's why you come to satsang, to investigate. Does your identification last? Is it questionable or not? Is it?
Yeah.
You question it. Okay, so you are already, it doesn't look like a truth if you can question.
Yeah, the thoughts have less and less power, where it's easy to see, oh, this thought comes and it goes, and there's less identification with it.
Everything, even the feelings, even if it is deeper, and more uncontrollable. Feelings are less uncontrollable.
Yeah. There's just this sense of this, if the body dies, then that which watches will also be done.
I don't know, I am not dying, so I cannot tell. But what dies? What dies? Everything you know, all your identifications, that dies. I mean, it can die just now too, huh? If you don't look at them. Are they there? Probably the light dies, you see. The light. It looks like there is a light which makes us wake up and dream. But then what? From where this light comes from? I am that. From where everything appears. Huh? I am not even the light. I mean, that will probably disappear, yeah? This is extraordinary because you cannot lose. If you know anything, you will lose it, sure. And that is quite radical about that, as it looks. But there is. If you don't look at a rising idea or experience, as you can do just now, what is the problem? Where is the question of death, birth?
Ganga, if I can see the body now and the mind, then if the body dies, I can see it when I'm dancing and when I'm quiet. So when I'm dying, I also can see it. So it will not die. Because I can see, the body will die, but I can see it. The same as I can see myself sitting here and talking.
Yeah, I think I was telling the same, no? So I think it's better to deal with what is in our hand. That we are not death, so we deal with what is in our hand. And in our hand just now are experiences, ideas, feelings and all that, yeah? Okay. Because that we don't know. I have watched death, so of course everything looks like it's getting unplugged. All the senses, everything is unplugged. But just now, in Satsang, it's exactly the direction. Don't plug yourself somewhere so that when it's unplugged, you will be totally shaken. Don't plug yourself anywhere. Just to see who you are. You know, I had an image, it's a bit childish, but still. Okay, we are at the bank we are at the beach, okay? You go in the ocean. You go in the ocean. You go into the, let's say, what you search, the unknown. Okay, because you investigate and you don't attach yourself. So somehow you go into the ocean, unknown. You have agendas, you have in your mind so many things unfulfilled and not finished. You go back to the beach. But you have the experience, wow, everybody will say something similar and not. It's vast, it's cold, it's wet, and so on. And this is a direct experience, expression of your experience to have dipped, to have glimpsed the unknown. Okay? There is no death, there is no question of birth there, nothing. The problem is that when you go back to the beach, a person goes back. I and my life, personal life, to be fulfilled still. And then, like that, you say the self is like this, but you start always from the beach. As I said in the beginning, if you start from the ocean, it's very different. You will not speak so much about it because you know it's impossible to convey what's ocean. There is nobody there. But when you come back to the beach, you know, the movement, the expression goes back and is in the world. You will not say, oh yeah, you may say, yeah, I am wet, but I know after I am dry. But there is no problem about that because you know you are the ocean. But a seeker wants to be always wet after the glimpse. He will never be. He will never be. He will dry up. It's a funny example. I am a very bad storyteller. Yes.
This morning I had an experience of Well, we always talk about the gap between thoughts, but actually it's so. And I saw that it was a description from the mind,
Yeah.
the gap, because we are always in the gap. Only we're overloaded with, or we loaded with concepts and
See,
ideas.
slowly, slowly it comes.
So it was, and you were just talking about this. Yeah.
Whatever you can describe, you see, it is attached to a previous belief.
Yeah.
You speak of gap because you were always on thoughts, and suddenly you have the experience of gaps, so that becomes more important, looking like more not a thought and so on. But in fact, all that is due to this, to the talk of the mind, descriptions of the mind, captures of the mind. Who you are, look at this very astonished. What's going on here? All these talks. But of course, one has to investigate or have a bang on the head. I don't know how it works.
The mind wants to look for a cause for awakening. This is fucking impossible.
Quite good. Huh? Yeah. That's why you see that an so-called awakening cannot be with a cause. Otherwise it would be an experience again or a state.
It would be an effect. It would be an effect.
Anatta?
A cause makes an effect.
I don't know. Yeah.
But
Right.
awakening is not, is neither. Maybe the experience seems like an effect,
Yeah.
but that which is awakened too is.
No. Those who don't have this experience, please ask. Please ask. We never know, huh? As we don't know how it works, we never know. All these processes of seeking is true, and satsang, which is like a guarantee, and so on, of course it creates delays. But what to do? Also, you cannot deny that you are so attracted to just have a moment simply with absolutely nothing. So satsang also is an offered space because life builds. The life is speedy, huh? In presenting everything. And alone one does it probably, but sometimes it's easy to have satsang in their life too.
Ganga, I don't have a question about this from the point of view of trying to understand anything, but
I didn't think you wanted to. No. I think I got it.
Yes, but there's still, I'm saying, some very strong pull. I don't know
What
even
for?
to what.
Because you have been longing and loving to be longing for as a good devotee. Is it my sorry? Oh la la. We are just stop here. I should not. Is it Krishna again? No. Oh. I'm sorry. Shall I? Je suis un satsang. Pourquoi?
He was Krishna or Shiva?
So you love to be a devotee, don't forget. So now you have to pay the consequences that the longing will stay with you as an habit for quite a time. It's a habit. Simply doesn't mean anything. To long for what? You are longing when you don't know yet. The devotee is longing to be melted to his divine, or to the self, or to the guru. So if you like in this life to remain a devotee, that's up to you. But it's just a movie then. The longing is in the movie.
Yes.
Okay? Will you trust the absoluteness, the truth of longing? As in the movie, not more,
It seems
not
to have
less.
nothing to do with who I am. It's just
That's what I
Comes very
say.
strong
It's
in
in
the
the
body.
movie, you are like
Yes.
this. You may not remain like this, or you may remain like this. It's not up to you anyway.
see, this is beautiful. It doesn't matter. It can be there or not. This is
Okay.
I find very, very freeing.
Yeah, you see, you like the longing.
It's an old friend.
That's what I say. I'm very happy not to be with that friend. So you see, everybody's different. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean anything. In reality, doesn't mean anything. Longing exists only in separations. No doubt.
It seems, if I can say like this, within the longing, there's something that wants to be free of the longing.
But
Even
to
this-
free from what? You spoke beautifully before.
Yes.
How come this? Then it becomes strange now.
It's the mic, it makes things go. It wasn't my question, it was his. It's not a question, it's that there's a great joy in not taking this whole question and answer thing seriously. And I very much enjoy when,
Yeah.
at times, to share with you like this, wow, the whole thing is meaningless. That's all.
Personally, I like not to end up with this word meaningless, because you see, I'm happy not to be impressed by this word meaningless, even if it is true. But it's so much not into the mind that
Is there even a movie?
you see.
Is there even a movie?
Yes. There is this dispute, there is no movie anymore, there is a movie, I don't care. I don't care. You do whatever you like with this question. For me, there is surely a movie, but I don't care. The movie doesn't make me question again. I really feel blessed to have that movie. Now, if you ask about this immersion in yourself where there is nothing, surely there is no movie. Do you understand something of what I say?
Yes, I do. I guess I do. Yeah.
But you cannot say like this, there is no movie bas. I mean, there is no movie and there is a movie.
Yeah, when we go with the mind, or when we
Yeah, you don't need to explain.
communicating.
If you understood, it's okay. Explanations are quite terrible. It's like, you remember? Somebody asked the Buddha. No, Buddha was telling, oh wow, everything has Buddha nature. And then his disciple nearby said, oh, then this dog also? He said, no. Do you think he was explaining? No. Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Aha, did you do your homework? Did you do your homework? More or less.
More or less.
Ooh.
Yeah, what I tried to do, and it was enhancing, the process to have talked to you about it. So it was like I was trying it and also, thinking about I have to keep my work. It's like it was, it was, and it deepened it as well. And but yeah, it's and actually in this process, I
No, I want you to speak of the result just now. What is here now?
There is this feeling, it's this effort, like to abide in a feeling, of
So that was not a good.
no,
No,
okay.
I did bad with you. I should not have
No.
given you this homework. Just to show you that homework will never do.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I wanted the microphone to ask about something that now, this connection to the self.
You don't need to connect. It's
Okay.
never left you.
Okay. Yes. And so how to lock this? It's not really. but
Connection, disconnection, and the mind. You don't know. It's always here. You don't own it. I totally agree. Nobody owns whatever. But that's always here. So can you speak of feeling, then it becomes personal, and then it's in time. So there will be, sometimes I am connected, sometimes not. But this is a talk of the mind which is still taken seriously. You can talk like this, but knowing that the mind just talks, or you take it seriously, and that's why you search, and that's why you believe in concepts, to free you from that, to take that talk real or true. So you have to spot. I think the best is, if you still, there is something going on, just spot what is the mind. And you will be surprised. Whatever you utter, what is it? Whatever you utter, whatever you say, what is it?
just chat.
The mind,
chat.
the
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, the mind. Is,
Okay, whatever you feel, what is it?
Yeah, that's a question actually.
The
I want to
mind.
ask. Yeah, that's the mind. Yeah.
The mind. Ah, okay.
Yes.
Whatever you experience, what is it?
Whatever experience. That's mine.
The mind. The mind. No doubt about it.
Yeah, the experience. Yeah.
So tell me, is something is left, or whatever you think?
Mind, yeah.
Mind. Is there something left?
Yeah, there is this presence.
Who says that? What says that?
it's
The mind.
mind. Yeah, mind. Okay.
If you don't listen to the mind, is there any problem?
No.
And there is nothing wrong to listen to the mind, but no, it is the mind. No, there is no compromise. Absolutely no compromise here. You can enjoy, you can laugh about it, you can say, fuck, whatever you like. The mind is the mind. Even what I speak is the mind, is the mind. From where I speak, I don't know.
What is not mind?
What is not the mind? Is exactly the same question as who am I? Just dive into that direction and don't come back.
New words, okay. Okay.
Nice. Bello, bello. You see, I want you to show also that you have not to think that the mind is the sinner, the devil. No. For example, you spoke of presence. Okay. You express yourself, say, oh, it's really pure presence. Beautiful. Why not? But if you don't know it is the mind, when this experience of presence goes, you say, oh shit, again, I am lost and identified, I'm not always whatever. If you know that it is an expression of the mind, when it goes, you don't care. That's it.
That's something I have to
No,
get used.
no, just
No.
be quick.
Just
Because what is coming now?
mind.
Spot the mind, spot it. And when you don't spot, you forget, doesn't matter. As soon as you remember, you spot the mind. Basta. It's easy. The mind wants it very complicated. Then he's a hero. I won it. Oh, I got it. The mind. No, 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 no. I don't encourage any state, that's why. I don't encourage any state, that's why. Yes. Be free. Free, free, free. It cannot be experienced so. or everything, every experience is it. So don't force anything, don't try to attain anything. No use. Okay? Really? Oh. And if you do, because you have an automatism, it's the mind. Nothing more.
I have a question. So is it a good idea then to meditate self-inquiry, to practice? You know, is it beneficial or is it another game of the mind?
It's because you are a seeker that you do that. But if you can't help to feel so and so, it's better to do that, yeah. Knowing it's because, shit man, I still believe I'm a seeker. But that can be dropped also at once. Know it. If for some reason that concept is so strong, investigate and do whatever you like about it. Bump this mind.
Yeah.
What to do.
Yeah, it's
So you like to delay a bit, a little bit.
apparently yes, because
Apparently, it depends on you, I guess.
okay. Maybe I should just take the responsibility and go for it.
You are not obliged, but if you really suffer because you search an utopia after all, yeah, then you just do what?
I said I
You
go,
just do what?
stop.
Stop what never run. There was never running away. All these were concepts of for ourselves.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, but maybe that's now you ask what you do, and I said stop.
Yeah, great, but I have to make sure that you don't believe that you have to stop even if, yes, you stop. You see, there is no teaching, it's just mad. Stop and don't believe you run to stop. Voilà.
Yeah, and meditation, like meditation, self-inquiry, it's kind of support to the stop, you know, like.
Okay, then do it.
Yeah.
If you still need a support, it means there is somebody too much. You agree?
Yes.
Okay. If you are compromising this way, then investigate, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, but you make a loop, huh? Okay, know all that. I mean, just know all that. Good. Whatever you try to do about this, it's because you have a belief. It's based on a belief. So you could be quicker in, okay, there is a belief here. I believe I am such or whatever. It's just a belief. Know it. You know? Shortcut. So, a last, final. Yes, you are.
Thank you. My mind enjoys the whole process.
Then I have nothing to say. Thank you so much.